Lovely. Alrighty. Just starting off with some neck rolls, guys. Give me 3 neck rolls in each direction. Nice and slow here. Let the shoulders hang heavy and sink down. And then work your head into the deepest end range or the biggest circle you can. And 3 in the opposite direction. Lovely. After that, we'll take it to our shoulders. So reach the shoulders down as far as you can, bringing them forward into a big rounded back, shrugging up to the ears and pinching those shoulder blades on the way back and down. So let's go 5 circles here. Big, slow and controlled. 4 and 5. Lovely. And reverse for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Excellent. Take fingers to our shoulders and the same thing with our elbows. So start by pulling them in and down, bringing them forward. Maybe they touch out in front, all the way up. Big shrug here, arms to ears, and then big opening on the way back. And nice deep breaths. Really use those elbows to pull them wide here and get a nice stretch across the front of your pec. And then change direction after 5. 4 and 5. Excellent. Just coming up onto your knees. Hands down by the side. I'm going to go for a little side lean here. So pushing that hip out as far as you can, reaching down towards the floor and getting that lovely stretch here into the side of your body. Slightly squeezing those hips forward. So don't let the bum reach back. Keep it underneath your shoulders, nice and stacked. And breathe. If you want to reach over with that upper hand, either up to the ceiling or across your body. Maybe look up to the sky. Lovely. Back to center and take it on the other side. Start with your lean first. Push that hip out. Squeeze the hips forward. Take an extra little reach if you want. Lovely, guys. And we can take it back down to kneel. We're just going to do a couple of seated stretches here with our arms. So I'm going to take my right arm up, reach as high as I can, drop my hand down to the center of my back, and then just push that elbow, trying to open up to the shoulders as much as you can, reaching your fingers down your back, getting a nice stretch in our tricep here. You will want to kind of arch and stick that chest out, but just try to keep your spine as neutral as you can, pulling back on the elbow. So if I give you a side view, I want to avoid really arching here. So try and keep the spine straight, so rib cage down, and then pull the elbow back. Lovely. Go another 10 seconds here. Good, release those arms by your side, shake it out. And the other arm. So start with that big reach first. Fingertips down the back. Pull that elbow back. Keep the rib cage down. And just keep trying to reach those fingers down your spine. That idea of reaching will kind of intensify that stretch for you. And don't forget to breathe. Just take note of the position of your head. If your chin is dropped down forward, just lift it up so you have a nice neutral neck and head, neutral spine. Lovely, and release, shake it out again. We're going to come across the body this time. So arm out in front. And again, I want you to think about reaching that arm out. And then you're going to draw it across your body with the opposite hand, keeping it at shoulder height. Shoulders are pinned back and down. And just feeling a nice stretch into our delt, into the side of our shoulder. Big squeeze. Use that opposite hand to pull your elbows close as you can to your body. Nice tight squeeze. Lovely, and switch. So again, hand out in front, reach, pull it across. Lovely, guys, and shake it out. All right, coming onto all fours on our mat next. Just make your way through 10 cat-cows. You can be as creative as you want here. Do a couple of little side crunches. Finding any little tight or stiff spots in the back, shoulders, hips. And taking some really deep breaths as you do so. Going as slow as you want through this movement. Lovely, guys. Once you've done 10, we're going to come into an overhead stretch. You can do this on the floor, or if you have easy access to a height or a wall. So on the floor, just walking those hands out, reaching them forward and dropping the chest down. Keep your hips over your knees. Or if you have a wall or a height, placing the hands onto that height. And again, keep the hips over the knees and dropping the chest through. Okay, guys, we're going to hold this for 45 seconds. And that same idea of reaching your fingers as far away from your shoulders as you can. So you're getting those lats to lengthen to help you open up that shoulder angle. Looking really good, Donal. Lovely extension through the elbow. So get those arms nice and straight if you can. Lovely, guys. 30 seconds. Very nice, and ease out of that one. We're going to take 10 reps in an extended cat-cow next. So if you just need me to give you a quick demo of that one. So from our all fours, actually you can take your knees wide to give you a little bit more space, keep your toes together. Reach your hips all the way back and down. From here, lift the hips back through all fours, my arms stay straight, and I drop my hips through to the floor. And then I push back all the way, hips down to my heels again, and back through all fours, and drop my hips. So knees and hands don't move, just figure out how much distance you need between them. Arms stay straight throughout the entire flow. Lovely. And as I drop my hips back and down, I allow my toes come together. And then when I come forward with my hips, my feet move apart. Lovely, Nicole. Lovely, guys. So ease through the flow. Take as much time as you need in each position, forward and back. And if you can, try to get as compact as you can when you send those hips back. So really push those hips down onto the heels. And then as you come forward, push away from the floor, big, tall neck and shoulders, and let the hips fall through. Lovely, guys. Connecting the breath as best you can. Really nice. We'll go for another 20 seconds. Excellent. And we're going to hold that stretch back in what we call a prayer stretch. So I'm going to keep my knees wide, big toe together. I'm just going to raise my hands by coming up to the tops of my fingertips on my mat. Hips are all the way back and down. I'm high on my fingertips to give me a little bit more movement here to drop my chest through. And I can look forward at my fingertips. So this stretch the target right between the shoulder blades in that mid-thoracic region. Lovely, guys. So get those hips back as deep as you can, right onto your heels. And then push tall in those fingertips. Lovely, Jackie. And allow that chest bone to fall through to the floor. And hold and breathe. Lovely, guys. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and relax. Okay, we're going to come into some overhead active work. You guys know this one, so we're going to lie flat on our belly, hands out in front. Let's go back a little bit. And guys, so we're going to go, I'll tell you the whole sequence, 10 single reps on my left arm, 10 on my right, 10 together, and then 10 circles. So it's a lot of reps, but the movement is very small. So quick demo of each one. It'll be 10 reps, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. Opposite arm for 10, 10 together, and then 10 circles out and 10 circles in. So it's a total of 50 reps. I don't want you to race through it. The movement is so small, it'll go by really quickly anyway, but just work on getting that arm as high as you can. Forehead stays on the floor, and the same idea of reaching your arms and fingers as you do the reps. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go on your own count. 10 left, 10 right, 10 together, 10 circles in one direction and 10 in the opposite. Lovely. So the whole body is flat on the floor with a little bit of tension in the body because you're trying to have a nice long body, especially through the lats and shoulders. Very nice, guys. And that idea of controlling the movement on the way up and on the way down. Don't worry about how much you can lift your arms. It's more about just activating those shoulder muscles. So if you're only getting a tiny bit off the floor, that's totally fine. Lovely. As we reach, guys, think about arms being just shoulder distance apart. So try not to have the hands too wide. Keep those arms parallel if you can. And breathe as you do this. Nice comfort. Just bring those hands a little closer together for me comfort if you can. There we go. Think handstand distance apart. Super work, Nicole. Are you done? Yeah, excellent. All righty, guys, and you can keep going there if you're finishing up. We're coming into our capsule stretch next, which I think most of you all know as well. So staying on our front, I'm going to lift my upper body so I can reach through with one arm, and then I'm going to slide that arm forward, coming into a nice stretch for that capsule position. If this feels really good, guys, before you reach forward, take your opposite knee up to 90 degrees and then reach back down. Very nice, and we're holding. Lovely, yeah. So if you're bringing that knee up, guys, pull it up to hip height before you drop your chest. Otherwise, it's quite awkward to get it up. Sinead, opposite knee, there you go. So just lift the chest so you can bring the opposite knee up. Lovely, and now reach back and down. Super. So if you're stretching your left shoulder, it's your left leg or knee that comes up to a 90-degree bend.
Sorry, so is it the same leg that comes up?
Yes, sorry. So very quickly, if I am stretching my left shoulder fully, my left leg will come up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I did the opposite by mistake. Okay, guys, 10 more seconds. Very nice. And I'll get you to switch arms for me.
Are you using the lats?
It should be here, right here in the front.
Yeah.
I guess that's really the back side of the shoulder. They call it a capsule stretch comfort. I think it's, trying to create space in that ball and socket joint. So play around with the position, guys. Maybe if your arm that's coming across your body is too low, you mightn't feel it. So make sure it's raised up to a position where you can feel it. You can try with palm up or palm down, whatever feels better. And sometimes I kind of wiggle myself over and back. So I use my leg that's extended. I come onto the ball of the foot and just kind of gently push up and down, just to kind of get into that stretch a bit more. Lovely. And that hand that's reaching overhead, as you reach, try to pull the shoulder down to the floor. Very nice. 10 more seconds here. Lovely, guys, and relax. We're staying on the floor. We're going to do the same sequence as we did with our active reps, but this time we're going to do it in shoulder extension. So I'm going to take my hands down by my sides, forehead on the floor. I'm going to do 10 reps with my right hand, one, lifting it back and up, not out to the sides. I want you to keep it down by your side for 10, then 10 on the opposite hand, then 10 together, and then coming as high as you can, 10 circles one direction and 10 in the other. All right, really working that end range, guys, and keeping your hands tight by your side, not letting them flare out and away from your body. Lovely. So you should be able to get a lot more height in this one. Keep your forehead on the floor and just find that end range with each rep. Lifting the hand, taking just a slight pause at the top. Good. Shoulder extensions looking good for most people. Palm to the sky. And again, keeping that hand nice and tight to the body. If the arm gets away, it'll be able to lift a lot higher. Lovely. And then 2 arms together, guys. Keep those hands close. Lovely. And then for your circles, you're going to hit that end range. Hold it as tight as you can right at the top. 10 little circles inward and 10 little circles outwards. Just be mindful, it can cramp here in the back of the arm. Lovely. And be strict with yourself. Hold that end range. Nice, Jenny. Nice. And just think slow and controlled. You want to get as much out of the stretch as you can. Lovely, Nicole. And just shake it out then when you're done. Very nice, guys. And we're being very lazy today. We're staying on the floor again. So we're going to come into a scorpion stretch, but I want you to take a cactus position with your arm. So by that I mean we're going to be chest down and we're going to bring our arm into this cactus shape. So elbow is in line with the shoulder and then my wrist is in line with the elbow. So I don't want any other angles in the arm. See if you can hit this really nice right angle cactus shape with your hand on the floor. All right, so lying on my tummy, find that cactus position. So elbow straight out from my shoulder. And then from here, guys, bend the opposite leg, lift that knee to the sky, turn it up and over, and just see how that feels. It's a little bit, this is going to be a bit tighter than having our arms straight. So I would say try and keep that foot close to the back of your knee, but that is a little bit hard. So wherever that foot finds the floor is okay. But try to open up towards the hip. Very nice, guys. And you'll find this a bit more restrictive than when you have that arm straight on the floor. Lovely. So just twist until you find that stretch. Excellent. And keep holding here for another 25 seconds. And breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guys, so recenter yourself and take that stretch to the opposite side. Lovely. Nice deep breaths. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, guys, and out you come.
And I gotta run, thank you.
You're okay, Jackie. We did start, guys, a little bit late today, so it's just 11:05. If you have 5 more minutes, we're nearly done. But if you need to jump, that's totally okay. All right, guys, so coming into our last 2 stretches, just turn yourself over. We're going to work on our shoulder extension one more time. So reach your hands back behind you, keeping them inside the yoga mat if you can, or as close as possible. That feels good. And if you're very tight here, you can go half on, half off your yoga mat. And we're just going to walk those hips forward until you feel a nice little stretch. You can extend, actually we'll keep the knees a little bit bent and just do some gentle rocks left to right with the legs. Staying active here, guys, in your shoulders. So try not to sink down. I want you to pin your shoulder blades back and down, lifting the chest ever so slightly. And when you've had enough of rocking those knees side to side, you can extend the legs if you want. Keep lifting through the chest. And taking some deep breaths. If it's too tough in your elbow pit, if you're finding it really tight, you can just let the arms move, or the hands move slightly wider. We'll go for 20 more seconds here. I realize I'm very dark down here on this mat. I'm going to have to get some lighter clothes so you guys can see what I'm doing. Keep holding, guys, for 10 more seconds. When you do come out of this, just bend the feet up to the hips and gently walk your hips back towards your hands to ease out of it, because that one's a very tough one on the elbows. And then, ooh, give yourself a little bit of a hug or pressure on the elbows. For our last stretch here, guys, nice relaxing one. Whatever you have to place beneath your shoulder blades, whether it's a foam roller, yoga block, anything that's kind of a hard support. And we're just going to come into a nice open upper body shoulder position here, and we'll rest for about 2 minutes. So I'm going to pop that just behind my shoulder blades. I'm going to relax my hips on the floor, take my hands to the sky, reach up, and let the weight of my hands come back and down. Maybe I bring my hands behind my head and let my head sink into my hands. And I can just move where that object is on my shoulders as well. Just coming into any overhead position that feels good, that feels opening. This can be slightly tough on the neck and head. So if you did want to place a pillow behind your head, or if you had a spare yoga block.
Jen, are you supposed to feel it on your lower abdomen, the stretch?
Yes, yes. So if your abs are tight, comfort you, absolutely, because you're coming into a totally lengthened ab position as well. Now again, and play around with where you position. Everyone has a foam roller, amazing. Where you position that foam roller. Lovely, Sinead. Another nice one here, and I might get, Sinead, is that a light dumbbell? Yeah, I might get you even, if you can actually reach that dumbbell and gently bring it back and over your head to give you a little bit of resistance. Extend the arms if it's light enough, yeah. Really nice, Sinead, that looks lovely. Lovely, you can, yeah, perfect comfort. And you can either keep the weight suspended in the air, or if it's resting, just use it to kind of reach back and hold on to. Guys, we're going to go for another 60 seconds here. And if you just want to lay there in an open body position, take some nice deep breaths.